Hi guys, and welcome to my next EVlog. This one is, it's been a tough one for me to do, I'm gonna be honest, because I've been thinking about doing this one for a while. But it's gonna be about my health, because I'm sure if you follow me on Twitter, if you've been following my channel, you know I get ill a lot, and this is true to my entire life. I've had an assortment of health issues for as long as I can remember throughout school and throughout sixth form, college, and now even at university too. So, if I quickly give context, if you look around my room, everywhere you're going to see medication and tablets of various kinds, and it's pretty bad. It's pretty sucky too, to be honest, because taking tablets all the time isn't the greatest thing. Sorry for the accidental zoom there. I've just had a lot of health issues, and only recently have I actually been given a diagnosis. I was going to doctors for years and years and going around in circles, and like I knew something was wrong, but a lot of the time they misdiagnosed or put it down to things like stress, which stress doesn't help obviously, but it's not the sole factor for the health issues I have been having. It boiled down to I had a gastroscopy done, and like they put a tube down you. I did a video about that if I remember correctly. It boiled down to having a hiatus hernia. And then it's like a sliding hiatus hernia, which is where your stomach is, it's not in your rib cage properly, it's like out of place. And then that has gone on to cause gastrophagitis reflux disease, I think it's called. And then I have a few polyps in my stomach, and there's bad acid reflux and stuff. And all of this is just like, it's hard to hear those words and to know what it means exactly. But it's, if I think about it on an end scale, the best way I've explained it to people is if every time I talk, every time I exercise, and every time I eat especially, it feels as though there's a balloon like right here, and every time you do one of those activities it gets bigger and bigger and bigger until it's incredibly uncomfortable. And this, like, you can't avoid eating or talking or exercising, you can't avoid any of those things. So that feeling was unavoidable, and eventually it got so big to the point where I just it inhibited speech or doing anything, and it felt really uncomfortable and painful. So this was a recent development of under a year ago. I worked out a way to pop the balloon, so to speak, and that was effectively throwing up, except no food came up, it was just gas and acid and horrible stuff. So it wasn't a healthy way, but it was a way to deal with it. And that's effectively what I've been doing for the last year or so. Under a year. I only recently worked out I could do that. But now I'm on loads of different kinds of medication. It's not like antibiotics where you take it and suddenly you're better. It works over a very long period of time, and I'm going to be on it for the rest of my life as far as I know. But it's caused problems. Like, I've had this in sixth form, and when it got to exam, this is like the second part of it, when it got to the exam period, I realised that because of all these fucked up problems in my stomach, there's it causes a lot of noise. Like, I know everyone says, oh, I have a noisy stomach, but I really, really do. There's not a single lesson or lecture or seminar or anything where my stomach isn't grumbling and causing loads of noise. And because that noise, like, it got bad when the balloon was big, it was painful a lot of the time when that noise happened, and because of that, I ended up associating that noise with, like, anxiety, because it came with pain and stuff, and it was horrible. And I started failing exams and doing really bad. Like, even if I knew the stuff, when I was just sitting in the exam hall, my concentration and focus completely went because of this. And that part of it is worse than the problem itself, in my opinion, because it completely loses my ability to focus, and it's horrible. And it's like triggering, you get the same kind of symptoms you would get with a phobia. You start shaking, you start sweating, you can't think, like 95% of your concentration is thinking about the noise. And that, I've like looked up to see if anyone is having similar problems or anything, but the closest thing I can find is borborygmus phobia, and that, like, doctors hate it when you self-diagnose, but a lot of people do seem to be suffering from it, and it does seem to be a really big issue for people who do suffer from it, but because it's not a big enough issue, like it's not in the spotlight enough, people don't seem to care about it, and doctors don't really acknowledge it. And they've acknowledged the gastrophagitis reflux disease and the hiatus hernia, but as far as the second part of it goes, the anxiety and stuff, there's nothing I can do about that. They've given me propranolol, which didn't change in the slightest, change anything in the slightest. Stuff like diazepam hasn't helped, and what I'm on now is like sertraline or something, and that, wait, is it sertraline? Yeah, I think it's sertraline, which is meant to help, but it doesn't do anything. If anything, it just makes me tired, like a lot of the others do. So it sucks, because I'm in university now. It's a big problem in lectures. I'm not able to concentrate as much, and it causes problems, like it really, really does. But I've wanted to do this for a while, just to, I suppose this is for me more than for you, because I wanted to be able to talk about it, and like, it's a very personal thing, so it's been difficult, it really has. And I'm gonna have to deal with this for the rest of my life as far as I know. There is surgery and stuff available, but yeah, I don't know. It's a kind of anticlimactic thing doing this, because I've said a lot, but I don't know what else there is to say. Like, it's not as though there's an end or anything, this is just something I have to deal with. But yeah, I'm glad that I could say it, and I kind of want to put the spotlight on it, because it doesn't have enough awareness, it doesn't have enough exposure that it needs for it to be fixed. And I know I'm not going to be able to fix that with this one little video, but we'll see. Anyway, I'd be curious to hear your thoughts, and like, everyone seems to have health problems, everyone seems to have something, whether it's a mental health problem, a physical health problem. It just seems so many people are dealing with things and people don't even realise. So I would be curious to hear about what kind of things you guys are suffering from that the people, like your friends, don't even know about, because this is my one, and sometimes it is good to talk about it, trust me. And unfortunately this time I don't know if it's going to lead to anything, but I'm glad I did it nonetheless. I've been meaning to do this for a while, and hopefully you guys found it interesting, at least, if not seeing as it wasn't entertaining. But yeah, until next time, this is me, EvansWizard111. Please leave a rating if you enjoyed the video, and this is me out. I can't click on my left hand. Peace.